Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be building a mushroom lagoon. I have been scheming this idea for so long and now I'm finally going to do it. So this is the place I chose for my build. It's really pretty, it surrounds a lake. I have no idea what biome this is. It's kind of like a heap of them all mashed together, like the crossing over between each of them. So for the start I decided to obviously use mushroom stems and mushroom blocks for this build because you know it's mushroom lagoon. I didn't want to use brown mushrooms though because they're really ugly. Yep. Originally I thought I was going to use bricks and some of those different type of materials, but I ended up not using them because I felt the more natural, just the stem and mushroom worked so much better. Initially I wanted to build the mushrooms all around the lake, which I did in fact do. I decided to start off building in this corner, build one of my bigger mushrooms, and in the opposite corner I decided to build another big mushroom, but you'll see that later. In the lake I had plans to cover it in glowstone, make it really pretty, make it light up. This whole place had to be really lit up. So yeah, that was the kind of basic plan I was running on, but now I decided to clear off some land to begin building my first mushroom. I went and cleared a little bit of land around the lake. I wanted to keep as many trees as possible because I love naturey builds. If you've seen my last video, I literally surrounded it in vines and bushes. I love putting leaves and naturey things into my build. So I went over to where I was going to build my first mushroom and decided to just extend the land out a little bit so that the mushroom wasn't like falling off the side. Pretty soon after I started trying to build it, I realized that I had no idea how I was going to even attempt to build this. I didn't trust myself to build it from scratch, so I ended up just deciding I was going to go into another world and just play around with some different ideas so that I got the perfect mushroom type house looking thing. These were the ideas I came up with in the extra build. I liked them. However, I did kind of mess up the tops of them. Like, if you see the one on the far right, yes, on the right, I kind of made a different style of roof to the one on the left. I decided in the end to go with the one on the left. I liked how that roof worked more. I loved how I just kind of, again, engulfed them in nature. I love that. That's my favorite part of building anything. I did feel that this one, the base was a bit too big for the actual, like, roof. Whether this one, it was fairly well proportioned, except for the style of roof. The plan was to make the inside of the roof a living main headquarters area, but I didn't end up doing that. The one in the middle, however, is purely for decoration. I just wanted to surround them everywhere and to pretty up the place. So here I began working on my first mushroom. I had to revert back to my plan a couple times just to figure out what I was actually doing. I kept forgetting how it looked. I went a bit off the rails for this one. I kind of mucked it around a little bit and just changed a couple things I didn't really like. But here is what it looked like in the end. Oh, I was really proud of myself after making this. I didn't put the vegetation around it straight away. I decided to do all of the builds together. Like, I would decorate them all at the end. And here is where I began building my second mushroom. This one, I wanted to make the slightly smaller one, and I had to kind of figure out how I was going to incorporate the roof into it, and I did a pretty fantastic job. For my first time building mushrooms, I think I did a pretty good job. They look really cute. They work together. I liked the design. I think it works. I wanted it to look rustic, you know? Not perfectly aligned and perfectly made as smooth edges. No. Natural, rustic. And that's what I did. So here I began clearing off more vegetation for my third one, which, yeah, there it is. All three together. So cute. And now I began clearing off more vegetation for my second big one. Yeah. I also added another one of those smaller houses. It feels so weird calling them big ones and small ones. But I made another small one, and then I decided I was going to go around and add my little mini ones. Like, remember the little mini ones? I was going to go add some of those everywhere. Now I think it's a pretty good time to encourage you all to subscribe. Please, I'm a new channel and you subscribing really helps. I don't want to beg, but like, please. Let's just take a minute to admire that sunrise. Like that sun peeking over the top of the mushrooms. literally let me move here. So this is what she looked like so far. I did go back and add a couple more mini mushrooms around because it felt a bit empty, but yeah, that's what it looked like. Now this is after I've decorated them with the leaves and the vines. It makes so much of a difference. Please, in all your builds, use leaves and vines. They're there for a reason. Use them. They'll make everything look so much better. And here I wanted to experiment with what it looked like at night. So I typed in chat and kind of died trying to type. Yeah, embarrassing. Hold up. What is that? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Anyway, that's what it looks like at nighttime. It's pretty good, but the lake definitely needs to be lightened up. So I put glowstone all around in the river. I wanted this place to be really, really, really bright and happy and loving and joyful. And I'm gonna let you guess what I'm trying to do here by what I'm putting in my inventory. And it worked. The bubbles worked, but they were kind of not visible from the outside, which was fine. I didn't really need them to be. They're just, at least I knew they were there. So I added those around in places, and they were pointless, but they were cute. Like, look, bubbles everywhere, adorable. And again, testing at night to see what it looks like, and it was better. It was better, definitely better. More bright, and that's what I needed. Stepping stones time. Yes, I always add stepping stones when I want to get across rivers and bodies of water because they're cute and they also just work. Like, they're convenient. I didn't want to spam the river with lilies because I find that kind of makes it look kind of cluttered. So I just put them around the stepping stones because I like lilies, but spamming them everywhere just doesn't make it look as good. So this is what it looked like so far. It was okay. It was a bit empty, a bit spacious, but the stuff that was there was looking pretty schmick. Except for that spot. That spot looked horrifically empty. So yeah, here's me adding more mushrooms that I don't need. I wanted to add a mini jetty, like boat dock, harbor. I wanted to add a little harbor in so that we can travel to our neighbors in the place easier. And I also decided to add little lights in the trees. I make them like this. I put these usually on my houses. You'll probably see some of those in future videos. But yes, I put those all around the place in the trees just to lighten up the path a little bit. There is a path coming up, don't worry. And then I found this random body of water that I decided to decorate and make a little waterfall mini pond looking thing. And it was pointless, but it came out cute. Can't complain. And at this point I was bored. I had no clue what else to add, so I ended up putting farms on either side of the river. Just little rustic wheat farms. Yeah. It was cute enough that I ended up putting one around the other side, and I'm actually really glad I had this idea. It was adorable. I flew around again, bored, trying to figure out what to do, and then I had the genius idea of putting willow trees everywhere. Now, I was a bit skeptical at first because I've never actually used willow trees before, so I didn't really know what they looked like, but I liked them. I approve. 10 out of 10. So yeah, I kind of spanned them around a little bit. I went a bit crazy. I probably did not need this many willow trees everywhere. Well, there weren't that many, but like I still added quite a few. But they added something. Not much, but they added something. Here's another random little waterfall. You can really tell I was out of ideas at this point. But yeah, that was added. And so was another willow tree. What I wanted to do now is I wanted to put a little border around the water. So I created one out of stone slabs and oak leaves, and I dotted those along the shore, like the shoreline, just to make the water look like a big pond, even though it's not. And here is another little overview. Oh my gosh. Here is another overview of what it looked like. Anyway, I added fish into the lagoon. I don't know why. I felt like it needed some fish, and they looked really cute, like all swimming around together happy. Some of them were even getting propelled up from the bubbles on the soul sand. It was really, really, really cute. And now I started working on my path. This is what I use for all my paths and my most common method of making. Paths. I use coarse dirt, then I use the spade, and I like right click it and make it like that. And then I add buttons and white tulips. You can use any flowers, but my favorite are white tulips. You can't really see the path on camera. I mean, you kind of can, but this is what it looks like around the whole lagoon. You can kind of see it like winding around. I made sure it led to every single house and all the important areas. And here I am adding mushrooms. I have no idea how to look after mushrooms or like what they need, so if I'm doing it wrong, please don't cancel me. At this point, it was 1 in the morning and I was the only one awake, and then I heard a really loud noise, so I got scared and went to bed. I continued building in the morning, and the first thing I did was I went over to this little spot area down here, and I added a bridge because it just really looked like it wanted a bridge there. But before I could do that, I decided to decorate this random little area, like hole kind of thing, because why not? And then my mum started calling me to come out, and I literally sat frozen like this for 2 hours. Yeah, a long time. But eventually I did manage to finish the bridge. I chose to build a giant lily pad. I've seen them all over TikTok, and since I wasn't putting lily pads all over the lake, I thought might as well have 2 giant ones. I then had the most genius idea I've ever conceived in my brain, and I decided to cover it with leaves and bushes and glowstone and make a mini garden on it. And I put a willow tree in the middle, and it just looks so serene and peaceful. I did the exact same thing for the second one because it was perfect. Here they are side by side, looking cute, looking snazzy. Put glowstone in there. It was looking good. The lagoon was starting to look really good now. I had a couple more ideas for some finishing touches, but I was pretty happy with what it was looking like. I added beacons. Yep. They looked good. Beacons are cool. I like them. I have no clue how to properly use them, but they look pretty, and I like that. Obviously, I put one on the other side too because, yep. Another thing I'd seen on TikTok is where you make the little lanterns. I decided to make those all over the sky. It was very repetitive and tedious, but it really worked out really well. It looked adorable. It's the first time I've ever done that, and I'm definitely going to do it again. It was a really good finishing touch. And here we have the completed build. It looks amazing. It's simple, it's natural, it's aesthetic, everything works. I'm really kind of proud of myself with this. I'm going to give a little tour of the build in case you've forgotten some parts. Entering it, we have the little bridge that we made. We have the mini little mushroom things, the lanterns and the trees, and of course we have the mushrooms. None of them have died yet, so I'm pretty sure I did it right. We have the pond, and we have our first biggish house. We have the path with the white tulips, glowstone buttons, and coarse dirt, which leads us to the first mansion, double story kind of house. We follow the path to the little farm, which continues us along to another one of our big houses. I didn't end up decorating the interior of these houses because I could not be bothered, but I might come back and do that and make a TikTok about it, so stay tuned for that. We have the stepping stones, which I jumped across, and then proceeded to fall and break the farm. Following up the path, we have some more mushroom houses. And of course, on the lake, we have our lily pads. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe before you go. I'll be linking all the mods I use in the description, including the seed and the shaders that I use. Thank you all so much for supporting my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye!